Today is March 13th, 2021. I will always remember March 13th, 2020, because on that day, I was in court in the morning. I went to Suffolk Superior Court, 9 o'clock, had a court hearing, no masks, no nothing, normal day. Of course, in the news, the periphery, there was these talks that COVID was hitting the United States, but it still didn't seem like it was affecting us, our day-to-day lives. So then I had a hearing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I remember I drove to Salem. I went to the front doors, seemed eerily quiet. I walked in, and I remember a court officer that I've seen there plenty of times said, "Go home, court's closed." And I thought he was joking. I mean, sometimes these guys are funny. They're, most people like court officers. They're good-natured. But he seemed a little bit more serious than normal. And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "No, really, we're closed." And it was like nothing I had ever experienced. There had never been a court closure before like that, abruptly and due to a health concern. So I remember them telling me that, you'll get another court date. Don't worry, your client's not going to get a warrant. I think they said they're closed for 2 days. And that was really the start of it for me, that my life as a criminal defense attorney changed drastically. And I still didn't fully comprehend what was going to happen. I don't think any of us did. But I'll always remember that feeling, going from normalcy, walking to court, just any other court date, like a normal day, to confusion, wondering what was going to happen after those 2 days. I remember I saw my client right outside when I was turning around, heading back to the car. I told him I had no idea what to expect. I didn't even know how to explain it to him. I said, "Look, I'll be in touch with you next week. I'll contact the court." And of course, as we all know, 2 days turned into weeks, turned into months, and here we are a year later. We've all been through a lot, and frankly, it's affected some clients pretty heavily. Clients that were ready for trial, cases just haven't ended. I think finally, it looks like we're going to take some cases to trial, which I hope we do, so my clients can finally get some justice and vindication. But on the bright side, I hope that some of the new procedures stick around. So, for example, we've had pre-trials, we've had compliance dates, we've had other sort of court hearings on video. Now, I think we need to have trials in person, and I think there are certain court appearances that need to be in person. But there are other court appearances that previously had just been a waste of time. Like, I would go to court and say to the judge, "I'm requesting some discovery," or "I've agreed with the prosecutor on a certain date by which discovery will be provided." And it's just a check-in for the judge to have some sort of oversight on the case. Didn't require me to drive into court or wait around for hours until my case was called. So I hope that those court dates stay on video. There's no need for me to go in every day just to check in. And then I think people can have, more efficiencies. Lawyers certainly can. Might even affect the fees. If a lawyer doesn't have to sit around for 4 hours for a 5-minute hearing, it's just going to lead to a lot more fairness, a lot of efficiencies, and then we can have those trial dates and they can actually happen much quicker because we're not taking up the court day with waiting just to check in for 5 minutes and send everybody home.